The truth is out there. Extra, extra, read all about it. Donald Jesus Trump is still our president. No, too subtle. Extra, extra, read all about it. Sleepy Joe is going to microchip every American through the Pfizer vaccine. No. Extra, extra, read all about it. Dr. Seuss is canceled by the liberal snowflakes because the Cat in the Hat is against bringing more thing ones and thing twos across the border. Oh, no, there's got to be a better headline. Stupid, 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 stupid.
MAGA boy, is that you?
What? Who are you? How'd you get in here? Are you part of the liberal media? Beware of MSDNC. Beware.
Don't you remember me, MAGA boy? I'm Pete Smith. I used to narrate the satiric What a Phony newsreels in the 1930s. We've met on numerous occasions where you'd be shouting a false headline like...
Extra, extra, read all about it. Hasbro is removing all the penises from the Mr. Potato Head sets to make them less of a man.
Like that. And then I would show up and try to tell you that what you were saying was wildly inaccurate or insensitive or just plain asinine. And well, you get the point. And I would tell you these things mostly by showing you examples through time and space travel.
Oh, extra, extra, read all about it. The Jewish space lasers are going to convert all our Christian cats.
MAGA boy! Virtual slap! What's gotten into you? Usually your outlandishly stupid conspiracy theories are met with an unfounded amount of confidence and brutal remarks about me wanting to kill myself by jumping off the roof of an old folks' home. What's gotten into you?
It's QAnon. Now that President Donald Super Huge Dong Trump has been silenced by that George Soros loving Twitter, and now he's got to do all his bidding from a secret location that, if I decoded it correctly, it's called Flydora. So he's not able to tell me how to think or feel or even breathe. I can't even breathe this air because Q said that the hoax Chinese virus is going to make my brain believe that Pepe Le Pew is creepy and the girl bunny from Space Jam doesn't have huge boobies. It's a lot of pressure.
Don't you think it might be time to make opinions for yourself and not to follow some internet neo-Nazis hiding behind a Reddit forum?
Q told me that you were going to say that. Q knows all. Q sees all. Q is my precious. My precious. Q is like God, Jesus, and Scientology all wrapped into one. And if you cross Q, Q is going to go all David Miscavige on your ass. Q is going to put you in a ditch somewhere in Clearwater, Flydora. If you don't believe everything Q writes, or worse, make you an audience member at a live taping of The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, where the guests are Rachel Maddow, Jake Tapper, and Cardi B.
Okay, first off, MAGA boy, Flydora? Second, I've killed myself by jumping off the roof of an old folks' home so many times I've lost count. So being killed or tortured doesn't really have any effect on me. Third, this is insane. MAGA boy, you're in a cult. You always have been. Whether it was the cult of Donald Trump or QAnon or Fox News, fear-mongering and hateful rhetoric has been used to make you believe these heinous lies. Not to mention that there are more pressing issues in the world than Dr. Seuss or potato heads.
Oh, like what?
Like mass shootings, unemployment, systemic racism. Heck, here we are over a year into a global pandemic and there are people who still won't wear a mask.
Q says mask will make you spread the word of the devil.
States like Texas are opening up too soon. Again, we literally know what happens when you try to open up too soon because we've done it so many times, and it always leads to a spike in cases.
Q says it's too late. Your freedom is already gone.
People are also still skeptical about the vaccine being effective or whatever gobbledygook you were going on about microchips and Bill Gates, George Soros. Who are the Rothschilds?
Q says that the Moderna vaccine is made from the kids of Modern Family.
Do you even hear what you're saying?
Q says I don't need to hear because Q is listening for me.
MAGA boy, clearly I won't convince you that what you're preaching as truth is most certainly false. But you have to understand that, well, It is false. None of what you're saying is remotely true or makes any sense. Seeing something on a meme doesn't make it true.
SpongeBob makes our kids gay. The ghost of Ronald Reagan will return on April 18th, 2023. Barack Obama is a lizard eating all of our conservative children. Bill Gates know who really shot JR. TikTok makes us dream of Gilbert Gottfried when we're asleep. Tim Allen holds the keys to the tool shed of the Pentagon. KFC is going to become LGBTQ KFC. Gun control turns our coal into windmills that'll turn all our pets into black transgender socialist abortion doctors.
MAGA boy? Are you okay?
Don't call me that name anymore.
Oh, right. Sorry. You're MAGA man now. Big, strong, big boy goes pee-pee and poops in the potty without mommy wiping his butt. Big, strong MAGA man.
That's not my name either. Both MAGA boy and MAGA man are dead to me. They serve no purpose to me anymore. Making America great is no longer a mission or a belief I abide by. Just like when the traitors of the NFL hear the national anthem, I can't stand for MAGA anymore.
Well, then who are you if you're not MAGA boy or MAGA man?
Who I was always meant to be. I'm the fighter of truth. Alternate facts on Fox News are a thing of the past. Because I will bring light to that baby-eating Clinton and Wayfair sex traffickers. America, no, the world will know the truth, for I am now cumin.
Like the spice? Cumin?
Cumin!
I'm hearing cumin. What kind of name is cumin?
Shut up, Pete Smith! Cumin! I'm cumin! Cumin!
Most ridiculous name I've ever heard. Cumin. And I met Humphrey Bogart.
Cumin will not be listening to your fiendish remarks any longer. I'm going to save the world from the mainstream media's lies and slander, and no one's gonna stop me.
Okay, well, as much as I'd like to see where this train wreck version of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is going to go, and I should point out to our viewers that the stage direction said you look like Batman, why don't I go ahead and show you a satiric news show? I don't know if it'll take you out of this rabbit hole you've fallen so deeply into. I mean, of course it won't, but it'll hopefully lighten the mood a little because, sheesh, talk about a Debbie Downer.
Can I still talk like a really bad version of Batman throughout the show?
I don't know why you asked. You're going to anyways.
Welcome to the Alright News half-hour report. 1 year of COVID special. With your hosts, Red Photo and Joey Love.
Hey, welcome everyone to the All Right News half-hour report. A year in the life of Corona special. I'm Matt Fotis.
And I'm Joey Love.
It's been 54-ish weeks of the pandemic.
Though it feels like both 3 hours and 95 years.
Suburban women have been being super careful for over a year in their pods while not changing their lifestyle at all, while Republican men have still not figured out how to wear a mask over both their mouth and nose.
I can't keep doing this. We're so close. Just put on a fucking mask.
On the plus side, Americans across the country have been cashing in their stimulus checks.
The $1,400 payments that are somehow $2,000 have been hitting Americans' bank accounts since last week.
I still haven't gotten my second stimulus check.
The checks are part of Biden's ambitious $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, which, in addition to the stimulus checks, includes enhanced unemployment insurance, expanded child tax credits, and billions of dollars for opening schools and vaccines distribution.
I still haven't gotten my second stimulus check.
I wasn't even eligible for the first two.
The bill is one of the largest and most progressive bills ever passed by Congress, but Democrats are managing to turn their victory into defeat by first negotiating against themselves, removing popular provisions, and then pretending they didn't pass one of the most progressive and popular bills in U.S. history.
While no Republicans voted for the plan despite the bill's over 70% public approval, they are now simultaneously taking credit for it and bashing it.
It's good to see that some things never change.
Now that Biden's president, Republicans are looking to stir up any controversy they can try and make President Biden look bad. But when the last guy tried to overthrow the government, they were like, what are we going to do? Just a typical Wednesday in January.
Fox News and other conservative media outlets were furious that Biden tripping on the stairs of Air Force One last Friday wasn't the major news story of the year, insisting that the trip proves that Biden is a demented old man whose tripping is turning us into communist China.
Gerald Ford could not be reached for comment.
Meanwhile, in between being outraged by Mr. Potato Head and Pepe Le Pew, Wisconsin Republicans are trying to pass a bill that would force prisoners to use their stimulus money to pay restitutions for their crimes.
Republicans are clutching their pearls that stimulus money is going to prisoners, painting Biden as irresponsible for allowing prisoners to receive taxpayer dollars.
As a reminder, prisoners were eligible for the first 2 stimulus checks passed under President Trump, and shockingly, Republicans didn't seem to care about this issue then.
Now America's favorite fascist, Tom Cotton, won't shut up about it. Weird.
Next thing you know, they're going to excuse away a literal fucking coup. You know, we wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want a major party brushing a literal fucking coup attempt under the rug. Let's get mad about prisoners getting $1,000, just like they did before. Oh, and let's get mad about the gender of a fucking potato, but let's just brush aside a literal fucking coup attempt. That would be bad. I mean, hypothetically speaking, if that happened, that would be bad.
But there is a caveat to Republican hypocrisy.
Which is?
When any sitting president bombs the Middle East.
Except Obama.
Oh, right. Racism towards Obama cancels out the Middle East bombing racism.
Republicans and Democrats harshly criticized Biden's decision to bomb Syria, with Republicans calling Biden weak. When Trump bombs people, Republicans eat it up like they were at a Golden Corral.
You know, I actually just went to Golden Corral before the show tonight.
Why?
It's an amazing deal, though it usually runs right through me.
Oh, no.
Hold on a second.
Are you okay?
Golden.
Wrigley's worried about you.
Yes, she should. Okay.
Joey? Did you just Golden Corral yourself?
I didn't not Golden Corral myself.
Golden
Corral.
Do they even have a slogan?
Have the slogan?
Golden Corral is a reluctant sponsor of the All Right News half-hour report.
To be clear, bombing the Middle East and the Golden Corral are both bad, no matter who is sitting in the Oval Office or how many coupons you have. And while Republicans seem to be flip-flopping on this issue, don't think that we won't call out moderate Democrats on this type of bullshit too. When Trump bombed Syria, liberals and moderates alike went apeshit. But when Biden bombed Syria, a lot of moderate Democrats were pretty quiet about it. Well, guess what? It's still bad. How come only progressives are calling him out now?
I don't know if you knew this, Joey, but Democrats are really bad at politics.
And honestly, it's terrible that sitting presidents feel the need to flex their dicks to make a statement by bombing whole ass countries. But why is it that in the Democratic Party that half of us see bombing the Middle East as, I don't know, bad, and the other half goes, well, it's only bad if the guy calling the shots was the worst fucking president we've ever had? If you didn't like it when the decision was made by someone who wants to have sex with his daughter, stares directly at the sun during a solar eclipse, and lied about Russian influence in the election that they wanted him to win, why is that same decision by someone who isn't a psychopath good? Shouldn't it be worse that someone who is all mentally there made the same decision as someone who allowed the pandemic to get this bad?
As a reminder, with nearly 600,000 Americans dead from the pandemic, none of this had to get so bad. Even a basic plan could have saved hundreds of thousands of lives. But I guess saying it will go away like a miracle and then doing nothing is sort of a plan.
Speaking of plans, don't forget to make your plans to visit Golden Corral, America's favorite meat grade buffet.
And as a reminder, a U.S. intelligence report released last week concluded that Russia once again interfered in the 2020 election on behalf of Trump. just as the intelligence community stated in 2016. The report went on to refute the many bogus voter fraud claims promoted by Trump and his lackeys.
My pillow forever. Hugo Chavez can't change my vote.
Weird that so many people have such blind allegiance to the former president. It's like Philadelphians' blind allegiance to self-loathing and Gritty.
All hail Gritty.
All hail Gritty.
Swoop. Is it too much to ask that we call out a poor decision when one is made, regardless of who's in charge? I mean, it just so happens that Republicans have made so many goddamn terrible decisions.
Like staging a fucking coup?
Yeah, like that. It just so happens that Republicans make so many more terrible decisions on like a 40-1 scale with Democrats. Like anyone who picked Ohio State to beat Oral Roberts in the first round of March Madness.
Or bet on Illinois to win the national championship. Why didn't they change defenses, Joey? Loyola ran the same play the whole game, and Illinois never adjusted.
Gritty?
I wish. He would have covered the screen and roll better. I believe what we're getting at is that we want to hold Biden accountable when he makes poor decisions. Like, hey, Joe, what's going on at the border? What's going on with those kids, huh? And not reward it by, I don't know, not convicting a president who incites a literal fucking coup and tries to overthrow the government. You know, stuff like that. We've been in this pandemic for too long to not call out all the shit that's forcing me to stress eat sleeve after sleeve of Girl Scout cookies. Still on sale.
Right. Forced.
Well, don't act like you don't eat whole sleeves of Oreos at 1 a.m.
You're right.
You know what? I think now's a good time to eat some cookies. Let's take a cookie break. The viewers at home, why don't you figure out how $1,400 is the same as $2,000 and discuss amongst yourselves why Democrats caved on the $15 minimum wage.
Look, to make a long segment short, to keep us from actually golden corralling our pants, Democrats, just be better at politics. Please.
Please.
Oh, for the love of God, please just be better. Let a win be a win for once, and don't fall back on old habits. Truly, Democrats, you are the Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl 51. You have the win in the bag. You got this. Nothing's going to stop you now.
Just run the ball. Run the ball. Why are you passing? Don't hand the Republican Patriots a win when it's there for the taking. Just run the ball.
And it wasn't until Super Bowl 52 that those same Republican Patriots got served some kick-ass justice by the only radical left team that could swoop in and win one for America. The Philadelphia Eagles.
Why does everything come back to the Eagles?
Go Birds! I'm gonna finish this cookie. Oh, this just in. I still haven't received any stimulus checks.
Still waiting for number 2. Speaking of waiting, while millions of Americans have gotten their COVID vaccines, or at least part of their vaccines, tens of millions more are still unable to get even an appointment.
Still clicking refresh all day long.
The Biden administration has already hit their goal of 100 million shots within the first 100 days of his administration, but there's no doubt that the vaccine rollout has been slow and disorganized.
It's almost like the last guy didn't do anything other than spread lies and racism.
Almost.
The very slowly growing number of vaccinated Americans gives us a glimmer of returning to some sort of normalcy.
An unfortunate sign of things returning to normal, there were multiple mass shootings in the last 6 days.
Yesterday in Boulder, Colorado, a man killed 10 people in a grocery store, including a police officer.
It is the at least 7th mass shootings with 4 or more casualties in the past week across the United States, including 3 incidents on Saturday alone.
A senior law enforcement officer told CNN that the shooter used an AR-15 style rifle.
Rather than confront the glaring issue of allowing people to buy AR-15s, your conservative friends want you to know that the AR doesn't stand for assault rifle.
A Colorado judge actually blocked Boulder from enforcing its 2-year-old assault rifle ban on March 12th, ruling it violated a 2003 state law prohibiting municipalities from enacting their own firearm legislations.
The original ban was put in place after the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. Luckily, the ban was blocked, and just last week, the NRA tweeted out that the ruling was, quote, something to celebrate.
As a reminder, a Senate intelligence report labeled the NRA a foreign asset for Russia in 2016.
The shooter got his gun just 6 days ago, meaning that the NRA's lawsuit essentially enabled him to buy a previously banned weapon that he then used to carry out the mass shooting.
Fuck the NRA.
Hey, Marco Rubio, maybe instead of tweeting out another Bible verse tonight, how's about you pass some gun control laws? I mean, this is insane. Democrats, you know Republicans aren't going to do anything about this. So how about you end the filibuster and pass some damn gun control laws?
Meanwhile, last Friday, a shooter killed 8 people in Atlanta, including 6 Asian women, a stark reminder of the still ever-present consequences of the former guy's toxic rhetoric.
Cherokee County Sheriff Jay Baker said that the man who had just killed 8 people at 3 different area spas, quote, had a bad day.
The shooter claimed to have a sex addiction and targeted the spas to take out that temptation.
Once again, sexism and racism come together in violence. There's been a marked increase in anti-Asian hate crimes in the last year, with women making up nearly 70% of the victims.
It's almost like having a misogynistic former president who says racist and xenophobic shit about people and blames them for a global pandemic has consequences.
Almost, and it's almost as though having incredibly lax gun laws is a terrible idea.
Almost.
So to be fair to Trump, sorry, just threw up in my mouth a little bit there. I have to defend Trump for a second. This country's anti-Asian racism goes back much further than Donald Trump.
True. In 1875, Chinese women were the target of the Page Act, an anti-immigration law that effectively banned the immigration of Chinese women because it considered them all to be prostitutes who would bring in especially virulent strains of venereal diseases and entice young white boys to a life of sin.
Anti-Asian rhetoric has long been a part of our political discourse and our popular culture, in particular with demeaning and sexualized stereotypes of Asian women. So like with so many things, the former guy didn't create the problem. He just revealed it to white liberals who thought everything was A-OK back in 2015.
President Biden urged Congress last Friday to pass the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act. The legislation would expedite Justice Department reviews of race-related crimes linked to COVID-19.
Then Biden tripped on stairs. He's lost it. He's crazy. He has dementia. He's just an avatar for the radical left. We're all going to be Soviets soon.
Matt, snap out of it and stay off Facebook.
But our show's on Facebook.
It'll probably get flagged for fake news anyway.
Probably, unless we report what they don't want you to see, that Joe Biden's a Chinese Soviet spy here to inject socialism directly into your veins.
The fact checkers will have to look into it.
Yeah, they're going to say it's fake. Fact checkers. Just like they said there was no voter fraud. Just like how every voter fraud commission that's ever been set up has said there's no voter fraud. But I saw a meme on Facebook that said that it was true. So I think I know what's what.
Delete Facebook.
People.
The COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act would expedite Justice Department reviews of race-related crimes linked to COVID-19.
But only linked to COVID-19. Let's not get out of control here. After tripping on the stairs with his dementia and socialism, Joe Biden also called on the Senate to reauthorize the Violence Against Women Act. The 1994 law was reauthorized by Congress in 2013, but the Republican Senate failed to reauthorize the bill in 2019, when former Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, which will never get old to say that, simply never brought the House bill up for a vote.
The House once again passed a reauthorization last week, though 127 Republicans voted against it. The big issue for Republicans is, surprise, guns. The reauthorization would expand the criminal threshold to bar an individual from buying a gun to include misdemeanor convictions of domestic abuse or stalking.
It would also close the so-called boyfriend loophole by expanding the definition of who is affected by existing gun prohibitions to include dating partners.
As a reminder, the Atlanta shooter brought a gun on the same day he killed 8 people, including 7 women. But guns aren't the problem.
Now, while you can buy a gun in Georgia and then go kill 8 people on the same day, you cannot register to vote and then actually vote on the same day in Georgia. America.
You know what's as American as apple pie?
Racism?
Sure. And guns, but also you can decide you want a steak dinner for only $3 and then go get a dry meat-like steak on this very same day at Golden Corral. Golden Corral, whatever their slogan is.
Why do you keep bringing up Golden Corral?
Golden Corral. If you don't have COVID yet, why not go to the buffet and pick up some Hep C?
Do you have some kind of sponsorship deal with Golden Corral you left me out of?
Oh, don't be stoned. Don't be silly. Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
Rather than deal with gun violence, Republicans, state legislatures across the country have been introducing new voter suppression laws. There are currently 253 bills across 43 states to restrict voting rights, including in Georgia, which flipped blue in 2020 for the first time since 1992.
Georgia Republicans, the day after the spa shooting, but 3 days before the Colorado shooting, but only 2 days after the shootings in Oregon, Texas, California, and Philadelphia, put together a bill that, quote, would give the state broad powers over local election officials, set limits on weekend early voting, and add voter ID requirements for absentee ballots.
American democracy, where you do everything possible to not let people vote.
America, where we propose 253 bills to counteract non-existent voter fraud and do nothing about mass shootings other than send our thoughts and prayers.
America, where minorities voting is seen as more dangerous than guns.
America, where a $15 minimum wage is too radical, but owning multiple semi-automatic weapons is freedom.
America, where you can enjoy a great affordable steak-like meal buffet at Golden Corral.
You know, these voter suppression laws are everywhere.
Much like Golden Corral.
And are, in addition to the dozens of laws passed in the wake of the Supreme Court's 2013 Shelby County v. Holder decision, which gutted the 1965 Voting Rights Act. Chief Justice John Roberts argued that the Voting Rights Act was no longer needed because America wasn't racist anymore.
Within 5 years of the ruling, nearly 1,000 polling places had closed, shockingly in predominantly African-American counties. There were also numerous cuts to early voting, purges of voter rolls, and the imposition of strict voter ID laws.
So that's what the MyPillow guy was so mad about, right? That it was so hard for black and brown people to vote. Or he's mad that the 700,000 residents of Washington, D.C. Don't have any sort of congressional representation. That's what he's mad about, right? All this voter suppression?
I think he was mad that he was missing out on all the great deals at Golden Corral. Golden Corral. You'll feel bad about it the whole time, plus for up to 12 hours after you leave.
In part thanks to these restrictive voting measures and stuff like, I don't know, a fucking coup, the U.S. has fallen to 25th on the Democracy Index, with the U.S. labeled a, quote, flawed democracy. We're still 2 spots ahead of Estonia, though, but I'm pretty sure that these new voter suppression efforts are going to drive us down. USA, USA, USA.
Speaking of driving down, why don't you drive on down to Golden Corral? Golden Corral, where there's disappointment on every plate.
You're getting paid every time you say Golden Corral, aren't you?
Golden Corral, Golden Corral, Golden Corral, Golden Corral. What? No, Golden Corral. Why would I Golden Corral? You say Golden Corral back.
I don't know. Why would I say that? Golden Corral?
Well, Golden Corral. I didn't get any stimulus checks. None. Golden Corral, America's #1 buffet. If I don't say it 40 times, they'll give me golden Corral. They'll give me golden points toward my Golden Corral Good as Gold Club membership. That's a free buffet, Matt. It's free. That's all my stimulus is. A free buffet. It's been over a year and all I can get is a free steak-like buffet.
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral, Golden Corral, Golden Corral. To distract us from all from their voter suppression efforts and undermine COVID-19 relief, Republicans have been laser focused on the culture wars. From Dr. Seuss to Mr. Potato Head to Pepe Le Pew to the British monarchy. Conservatives are furious about cancel culture. Here to comment on it is All Right News' baby boomer correspondent, Mary Beth Stevenson.
Oh, thank you for having me, Chewy. Oh, Chewy love, I forgot my scarf, so I'm using a napkin.
It's Joey Love.
Chewy Lube.
No, it's Joey Love.
It's pronounced Mary Beth Stevenson. Thank you very much.
My name.
Well, I don't know about all that. But I do know that my grandson Shawnee told me that it's March Madness, and he's right. It's madness out there.
I didn't peg you for a college basketball fan.
Well, I don't know about all that. Oral Roberts? I have a scarf. Oh, it's my poncho scarf. I get chilly in the evenings. It's warm during the day, and then it gets cold. Explain that to me, Chewy.
I don't know.
I'm not talking about kicking the pass orange ball around anymore.
Have you ever seen a basketball?
I'm talking about the madness of the cancels culture. The British monarchy is racist? Excuse me? How could they have that many colonies if they were racist? Chewy, Megan Sparkles just wants to cancel them. I never liked the Suits. It was a bad program. They should cancel it.
There's no S in cancel culture, and it's not really a thing. The TV show Suits ended in 2019, and it's called Consequences for Being Racist.
Oh, so now I'm racist, Chewy. Chewy, are you calling me a racist, Chewy? Because I'm not racist. George Soros can rule the world from a secret cave, but I say one thing about Megan Sparkles, and suddenly I'm the racist.
I'm going to stop you right there before you say something more racist.
Being canceled! Chewy Lube is canceling me, just like he canceled Dr. Seuss.
The business that oversees his estate, Dr. Seuss Enterprises, chose to stop publishing 6 books because of racist and insensitive imagery. Nobody made them do it, and they're still publishing everything else.
Exactly. I should get to decide what's racist. That's the American way. Now, I don't know about all of that, but I do know that when people force books to stop being published, that's cancelings. Socialism's ruining my life, Chewy.
But Dr. Seuss's estate stopped the books, not the government.
You're silencing me, just like when I call my grandson Shawnee and he puts me on mute. He says it's because he doesn't want the government to hear what I have to say, which is a good point. But I think he's canceling me. All I want is for him to move out of his parents' basement and get a good job. But he's always going on and on about pandemic this, no jobs that, student debt this. You have to wear a mask. It goes over your nose too. You can't just wear it on your chin, blah, blah, blah. These millennials, all they do is complain and cancels, complain and cancels. It's like Mike Pence told me in a dream. We can't all be turtles, Mary Beth Stevenson. We can't all be turtles. But we can all be seagulls, Chewy.
What?
Seagulls. Don't get me started on Joe Biden's. I know you millennials love him.
No, not really. And I'm not a millennial.
I don't know about all that. You look like one to me. But I do know that one time in 1974, have I ever told you about this, Joey, when I met Joe Biden's? I was at a restaurant in Delaware, and Joe Biden's came up behind me, and he whispered in my ear. He said, Mary Beth Steve, no good lying dog-faced pony soldier. One day they're going to come for Pepe Le Pew. Might not be today. It might not be tomorrow, but one day they will. And I need you to stand up and fight for what's right. Fight for Pepe Le Pew. And it's true. I am a no good lying dog faced pony soldier. Anybody will tell you that. And it's my patriotic duty to defend Pepe Le Pew from the Stalinist cancels culturing.
Really? The skunk that forces the lady skunk to kiss him? That's the hill you're going to die on?
I don't know about all that. I've died on a lot of hills in my time. Chewy, many hills. Seagulls. But the Space Champs is my favorite movie franchise. And if Pepe Le Pew isn't going to be in the new Space Champs, then I can tell you one thing, Chewy.
What?
I will not be Space Jamming.
Mary Beth Stevenson, everybody.
You can't cancel me. I have a napkin.
Great.
Oh.
That was great. Really should stop having her on the show.
I'll cancel her. She's all I have to live for.
I guess it's time for Albright News.
I'm on sabbatical. I don't know what's going on.
Ooh, look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I'm mostly just helping my kids with homework, eating candy, playing video games, and doing all of my administrative duties.
How is that any different from your normal job?
Well, I haven't had any foot races, so I guess nobody knows how fast Alex Herman's is now. So what are you gonna do? Just stop trying to cancel me.
Okay, that was the Albright news section of the broadcast. Should we take another cookie break?
We should. Golden Corral.
Golden Corral. I finished like half of this already. It's party size.
Delicious.
In pop culture news, every Republican's one Jewish friend and certified cuckold, Ben Shapiro, after his damning attacks on the hit song WAP, went on another rant about one of the rappers on the song, Megan Thee Stallion's name, saying, and I fucking quote, her parents really should have finished chewing.
You didn't have to eat the whole thing.
It was only half a cookie. Her parents decided that her middle name had to be The, not with one E, which would make sense. This man literally thinks her name is Megan Thee Stallion. One Google search, Ben. It takes one fucking search.
There was no comment this time from Ben Shapiro's doctor wife on the moisture content. Meanwhile, the other half of WAP, Cardi B, was recently pitted against every Republican's one black friend, Candace Owens, in a PragerU Facebook poll. The poll continued to rise for several hours until the results plateaued, with Cardi B taking home 55% of the vote.
In other words, if it's up, then it's stuck.
PragerU. It just feels racist.
Prager University is not a sponsor of the All Right News half-hour report, which reminds me, Golden Corral, when you don't feel like cooking or eating good food. Golden Corral, the Ben Shapiro of steak-like foods.
The conservative WAP controversy took another turn as the aforementioned duo performed the song at the 63rd Grammys last week. You'd think Republicans would just change the channel. I mean, the bumper leading into the commercial said Cardi B and Megan, either the or the, we're still waiting on official confirmation here, Stallion, we're going to perform. I mean, just change the channel if you don't like it. Instead, they watched together as a family and sent the FCC 80 complaints.
It's like if I heard the host say that Toby Keith was going to be performing his latest I Love American War propaganda song, I would have had enough common sense to change the channel, knowing that I'm going to be pissed off if I continue to watch.
You know who loves Toby Keith? Golden Corral.
Golden Corral. Golden Corral.
This just in, thanks to Joey's Toby Keith joke, Golden Corral has dropped the All Right News as a sponsor, voiding their deal with Joey Love and, in effect, canceling him.
What about my Good as Gold Club membership?
I'm so sorry.
But I was as good as gold.
I don't know what to say.
No free buffet?
No free buffet, buddy.
Oh, God, this sucks. I hate this pandemic.
Sorry.
Well, Fingers crossed that the next show, Arby's will be our sponsor.
We're not good enough for Arby's. Maybe Sonic. I don't know.
No.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, buck up, little buckaroo. Come on, when this is all over, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Go to corral.
Go to a buffet together.
Oh, really?
Oh.
No.
As of March 21st, 43 million Americans have been fully vaccinated, with 1.6 million being vaccinated in Pennsylvania. Well, I got my first shot just today. Here to tell us about the vaccination process in Philadelphia and the effects it had on him is everyone's favorite founding father, Benjamin Franklin.
Yo! What up? It's your boy, Benjamin Franklin, a.k.a. Ben Simmons, a.k.a. Ballpark Beefed Up Franks, a.k.a. Frank's Red Hot Damn He's Fine, a.k.a. And I know where I've been, a.k.a. Ben the Midnight, a.k.a. Sodium Ben Date, a.k.a. Ben Shapiro's wife's lover, something more, a.k.a. Filthy Frankie. But today, your boy is just a little less filthy because your boy, as of a day ago, is officially fully vaccinated.
All right, congratulations. That's really great. So how are you feeling since you got your second dose?
Oh, never better, Matthew. And why shouldn't I? I went into this whole vaccine thing feeling like Joel Embiid, like an MVP. And I trusted the process. I mean, I had to because I waited in line outside the convention center for this vaccine like I was waiting for a D'Alessandro's cheesesteak. But once I was in there, I was in and out like Wentz's stint with the Eagles. Have fun in Indy, jackass. Thanks for breaking my heart.
Man, I've never seen you this upset. Is it because Joel Embiid hurt his knee again?
A little bit, but it's mostly the vaccine, Matthew. It took 2 seconds for them to pretend my arm was the New York Knicks and stick it to me. And you know what? After the first John, I felt fine. Went to Wawa, got myself an Italian hoagie and a Monster Energy drink, and went to my rent-controlled apartment in Old City, which I've been in since 1763, so you do the math. And then I downed a 6-pack of yards, watched the Sixers kick some ass, and passed out in my lazy boy. So, pretty much a normal day for me. The second dose, however, it's been rough, all right? The shit really has me feeling like Joel Embiid for real because, he's got weak knees and it gave me weak knees and my back's aching and my stomach is full of fast food chicken sandwiches.
So you've been renting since 1763? You didn't buy a house all this time? You've just been renting for
all my inventions.
150 years you've just been renting.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think weak knees, the stomach, the fast food chicken stuff, I don't think that's a side effect of the second dose.
Matthew, you're familiar with a few of my inventions, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. So why don't you make like my urinary catheter and piss off?
Whoa, Ben, come on. Just because you're not feeling well doesn't mean you have to be rude.
You're right. Look, I'm sorry. Sorrier than Isaiah Thomas was for missing 2 free throws to give the Sixers fans free Wendy's Frosties. And to answer your pressing questions, Matthew, yes, I was at that game, and yes, I'm still bitter about it over a year later.
Free Frosty, I'm on your side. Understood. So the vaccination process, though, that went smoothly, and as of right now, you have some body aches and pains. Any other side effects?
Yeah, I got a slight fever, but nothing a little Tylenol and Villanova basketball can't fix. But and I also have some tenderness, rashes, and itchiness in my catheter region, but I got that from a Villanova cheerleader, so I think it's unrelated.
Gross. So other than that, you're feeling good about getting the vaccine.
Matthew, can I be serious for a second here? I want to make something clear to our fan watching the show. I've been a big supporter of vaccines, even before vaccines were really a thing. My eldest son, Francis, died of smallpox when he was just 4 years old. That vaccine might have saved his life if he had access to it. And nowadays, vaccines are more accessible than ever before. So do yourself a favor and get vaccinated because if yous don't get vaccinated, then the world isn't going to get back to normal. And by normal, I mean letting me safely fist fight Gritty in the Wells Fargo parking lot for $20 and a Rita's Water Ice coupon. But even after all is said and done and we're all vaccinated, I'm going to fight him like Bernie Perrant with a mask. Go Birds!
Go Birds. Benjamin Franklin, everybody. Always a treat. Got a little sentimental there. It's good. Get vaccinated. And now, for our final segment, since it is March Madness, we thought we would do a little All Right News, half-hour report, March Madness, Sweet 16 bracket of
Don Jr. hashtags.
While Trump University failed to make the tournament because it's a sham university that had to shut down amid fraud allegations to pay a $25 million lawsuit, the college basketball tournament is back this year. And even though Illinois got eliminated when they shouldn't have because they couldn't change their defenses, we're excited about our Don Jr. hashtag bracket.
I haven't missed Don Jr.
Okay, so without further ado, in no particular order, here are your top Sweet 16 Don Jr. hashtags.
Hashtag Daddy Please Love Me.
Hashtag Dr. Seuss Forever, Dr. Fauci Never.
Hashtag Daddy Only Likes Space Jam with Sexy Rabbits.
Hashtag Pepe Le Pew 2024.
Hashtag March Fake News Madness.
Hashtag I've Never Been Hugged.
Hashtag Cocaine is my number one seed.
Hashtag Daddy's number one seed. Hashtag gross.
Hashtag No, really, cocaine is amazing.
Hashtag Don't cancel cocaine.
Hashtag Gay.
Hashtag Bracket Buster, more like Bra Buster. Seriously, that sexy rabbit has big boobies.
Hashtag Daddy never loved me and I've never been able to accept it.
Hashtag Mitt Romney sucked these nuts.
Hashtag hunting number one seeds and endangered animals.
Hashtag Sweet 16 is legal, right?
Hashtag Golden Corral. Wow, what a terrible list.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable. Okay, so to save time, we're just going to jump forward to the Final Four. We made a little video, so we're going to announce the winner. Here's a little video of Don Jr.'s Final Four.
The ball is tipped. There you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. All those years, no one knows just how hard you work, but now it shows that one shining moment you reached deep inside. In one shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest.
Golden Corral, when you sell all your stock to Toby Keith to buy cocaine. Golden Corral, snorting lines, buffet style.
Well, I think that went really smoothly. They're doing exactly the same. Hey, I bet nobody has gotten sick of these Golden Corral jokes.
They're good as gold.
Say, I wonder what's happening with Pete Smith and MAGA Boy. Time travel, 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 time travel. Get your hat. Hey, MAGA Boy, did you know?
Cuman! It's Cuman now, and I forgot my jacket.
I still don't understand why you named yourself after a spice. Why not cinnamon or allspice? That's a great superhero. That would have everything, or onion powder or oregano.
No, not the spice. Cuman, not cumin. Cuman.
Whatever. Look, did you learn anything from tonight's show?
Oh, I sure did. Q has all the answers, and I am Q's student to make sure that America hears those answers to save the children, save Donald super long schlong, not tiny at all Trump, and save America. Q-mon away!
Well, I guess there's only one thing left for me to do. Jump off the roof of that old folks' home, which, in case you forgot, is 100% literally how I died. Good night, Sweet prince.
Gay.
You really are the worst, MAGA boy. Yeah!
It's human!
Whatever, cream of tartar! You make me wish that old Water wasn't so high up! Ow!
For Q! USA! USA! USA!
Thanks for watching the All Right News Half Hour Report 1 year of COVID special.